wrote about, and I literally was drinking some water, and I ran across the title on Facebook when I saw it and went, and I was laughing, and I said, I called my fiance, I'm like, Amanda, you got to see this, come here, and I clicked it, and it was so funny, because we saw this article, and the title was literally How to Be a Dick to People You Meet Online. So, Mark, if you wouldn't mind, could you tell people just a brief synopsis of the story and maybe a couple points, and then we'll send them to your blog to read the rest?
Sure. Now, as you know, I moved about 2 months ago, and at the time that I wrote this, it was about, I'd only been living, in Tampa for about 2 or 3 weeks, and my first week at here, you know what it's like when you move. You grab all your stuff. Now you're also in this faraway land. You don't know anybody. You don't know anything. You don't know what garbage day is, and like you're just completely lost. You don't know where anything is. I was getting lost coming home every day, and so I was walking my dog one day, and I meet this guy down the street, and his name is Dick. And nicest guy I've ever met. He just, hey, how you doing? He's an older gentleman, probably in his late 50s, early 60s, and just a beautiful person. Like you could tell, he's like, well, let me help you. Here are a couple things, and I'm going to send you a list of everybody you need to know. And my kids were with me at the time. I introduced them to my kids for a second, and we just had this really nice talk. And it was just, for me, my skeptical East Coast mentality was, okay, this is just pleasantries, and I went about my business and left. He stopped by later that afternoon with, and here's everything I told you I was going to give you. Hi, Bella. Hi, Zach. And remember my kids' names. By the way, I have a ladder, because I know you're going to need a ladder to start hanging some of those pictures and doing this and that and the other thing. And he just was so welcoming and just kept offering and offering and offering. So, okay. He was just a beautiful person. And then my wife asked him a question about decorating, and come by the house right now. Let's give you a tour. He gave us a tour of his house, and on his mantle were about a dozen or so Emmys. I mean, this is just a guy up the street. Now all of a sudden he's a 12-time Emmy winner, and all this great stuff, and just I'm such a and then I met his wife, and if he was nice, his wife was just like even nicer, and we just became such close friends with them. And so I wrote that, his name was Dick, and one day I was riding my bike, and I was like, man, if I can, like that's who I need to be online. I need to be a dick to everybody online. I need to be that ambassador, that person that welcomes everybody into this community. And do you need a ladder? How can I help you? What can I give you? Here's some phone numbers. Here's some things that you need. Not because I'm looking for payback, or not because I'm looking for something in return, but just because I want to be that guy that's constantly helping out. Because with that comes building a community. Having people will share your stuff just because they feel so grateful to you and thankful to you, and it just happens by accident. But it's I mean, ever since then, my kids have painted shells for him, and dropped by his house and painted shells, and he thanked us by making us balloon animals, and it's like been this really fun thing that I have this guy down the street that's just a beautiful soul.
Very cool, very cool. And what a cool challenge for people to know what you know, to be of service, and to just look for ways of how can you share that with the community around you? How can you share that with friends? How can you share that with new people? How can anytime when someone reaches out, you really be there to just serve them? Not looking to trade, not looking to demand the type of things you want, but really truly saying, okay, how can I just give to you, to really truly just give, to serve you, to help you in any way I can? And what an amazing effect that would have on the world. I have a simple philosophy I came up with a while ago called learn it, live it, give it. Define whatever it is you want to do in your life, figure out how to learn what it takes to make it happen, live it so ferociously that naturally you'll start to inspire and pay it forward to other people. And this philosophy of being a dick certainly applies straight to that same formula, which is you had an experience where you learned how beautiful it is when someone really steps up and helps at that level. Now you're living it yourself in your own way online, in your own business, in your own community that you've created. And it's amazing. I'm sure this is going to ripple forward, and hopefully out of this video we'll get a bunch more people being a dick to everyone they meet online, which would be awesome.
Right. And think about what that brings to you. I mean, here's this guy down the street that I would myself and my family would do anything for. If he's going away, he needs somebody to watch his house, take care of his dog. It doesn't matter, and whatever you need, we're on it. We're there to help you. because they made us feel so welcome. And that's what happens online too, you know. And the problem that people have is and you know this, giving is not like a let me do it once and then I'll get my return. Like you give, you'll get 10 times the value back, but it takes time. You can't just give $1 away today and then have $10 by the time you go to bed. You know, you got to give $1 away, $5 away, $100 away, $1,000. Kind of keep giving till it hurts, and then all of a sudden you wake up one morning and you have $1 million. Like it doesn't. It's not just an overnight proposition. And so, and you can tell this is a guy that's been doing this his whole life. Very humble, very nice, very giving. What can I do for you? And and that's why he has 10 Emmys or 12 Emmys on his mantle. That's why he's got a beautiful wife, an amazing family, in a nice neighborhood, and people treat him with respect and love.
In all honesty, it's how we met too. If you think about it, you were warm enough and open enough to reach out when you saw obviously me struggling, even though I thought I was doing wonderfully online. And with a heart of gold, let me know. It's like, hey pal, you need some updates. Here's what they are. And as a matter of fact, let's find a way to work together to make it work. And we did, and it's been an amazing relationship. And I highly, highly recommend you guys all the time. I think I had a lady ask me who did my website the other day too. She should have reached out to you guys.
Oh, cool.
But it's amazing. You didn't do it with any intentions. You didn't do it trying to be like, okay, I'm going to do this and then like brand my company name across the front page of your website. Like, you're super nice. You really stepped up. You really delivered. You hooked us up and helped us out in the beginning. You got us rolling. And then pretty soon, it's amazing how it magnifies, and this relationship is magnified over time. It's really beautiful. Really
and now we're friends outside of, or at least on my end. No, we've just gotten to know each other. You know, you're friends with my wife, and I with your fiance. We've spoken together. It's been great, and it all stemmed from you've helped me as much or more than I've ever helped you, and that should be known as well.
Yeah, and it's a philosophy I live by. It's the reason why, we offer on my website 30-minute coaching calls for free for anyone, and people immediately see that, and I get emails after people sign up being like, listen, I don't need to be sold on coaching. I want this. And I'm like, dude, like I'm giving you 30 minutes for free. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what you're doing. I will give it to you as my gift because I just want to help you. And my belief is the exact same thing. If I can help enough people, my business will do fine on its own.
Right.
Like, I don't have to hard close pitch everyone in every call I get. I just have to make sure I give unbelievable amounts of value, and in always pouring on that value, you're going to find the ideal client, the perfect people you want to work with, and they're going to connect with you in that moment when they need you. Everyone else, pour on the value, let them go, and it's amazing how that circles back around. Because, just like I'm sure you've had the experience where you help someone, you pour on the value right now, and 6 months down the road they call you in that moment when they need you, and they're like, you're the only guy who gave me all that value when I really needed it. Now let's do business together because I'm ready, and let's do it. And it's that value-based proposition where you just gave to give. You didn't hook them. You didn't try to leverage them into something. You didn't try to pressure sell them into the next 10 steps of whatever. You just gave to them. And it's amazing how that works business-wise.
Absolutely.
Very, very cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us on JRCTv. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Make sure to download the worksheet if you're on my blog. If not, you're on YouTube, go below, look in the section. There's a link. Go to my blog, download that worksheet so you can identify your ideal client, figure out what they're looking for, figure out how to answer those questions. It'll all be in that downloadable worksheet. And also, with Marc, if you're watching this, where can they find more of you?
Well, they can come by the blog. It's marcensign.com. It's marcensign.com, and that's where the infamous dick post is, as well as a download for my book on search engine humanization that gets much more in depth, and it's all free. Give it away. I'm not selling. There's not a single sales pitch on the site. And if you're looking for more information on the company and what we do, it's chooserethink.com. That's CHOOSERETHINK.com. And
we'll put all those links on my blog and the video. Awesome. We'll make sure to have all of them specified so people can just click them and go straight there.
Awesome.
Very cool. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Hope you have an amazing week, and I look forward to seeing you next week.